Yes, it's time to talk about ghosts. It's Monday, and that means, well, we all know what it means. It means it's time to talk about ghosts. I've just said that at the very beginning. How are you all doing? I hope you're... I was going to burst into, festive greetings and all that malarkey, but some people don't like it, do they? No. And fair play to them, I say. Whatever floats your boat and whatever sinks your boat. So if you enjoy it, go get bladdered. If you don't drink, go eat some mince pies. And if you don't like the festive season, you do whatever you need to do to get through it, because January is literally around the corner. And so the January sales, maybe you like shopping. I know that I do. I'm buying absolute shite for absolutely no reason. So, for example, because my dad's not getting out of the house, I've bought him weights. Yeah, he's going to use them. That was sarcasm. I've also bought him... Now, we can use this, and it arrived today, apparently. Like a little pedal thing that sits between his legs as he sits in his chair, like a little mini bike, if that makes sense. But it's only the pedals. So we can use that. So if I find out, I hope it comes with like a mileometer on it, so we can look and go, you've ridden no miles. So seems a bit of a harsh thing to do to a cancer victim, but, this is the way you've got to teach him. Okay, now. Anyway, before we do ourselves any further damage, well, today we're going to have a bit of a weird show today because it's our final show pre-Christmas, because next week, Christmas Day falls on a Monday, and we're not going to have a show on because it's Christmas bloody day, and we're going to be instead at our families and drinking and eating and all that jazz. And I'm sure you will be too, and I'm sure the last thing you'll want to do is listen to us. However, there may be people out there who are alone who think, no, actually, I'd really like that. So what we're going to do is put out an old Patreon episode for anyone who does want to listen to a podcast on Christmas Day. And let's be honest, I'll be honest, I'd sooner do that. I'd sooner sit in on my own and listen to podcasts. But no, you've got to go here, there, and everywhere. As I think the Paul McCartney song is about. Podcasts didn't exist in the 60s. Anyway, what have we got in store for today? Well, after my shout out to you wonderful people about having no ghost stories sent in, you've sent in a plethora. Keep them coming. Contact at talkaboutghosts.com. So we do have some great ghost stories lined up for you. We also have a paranormal review where I paranormally review something so you don't paranormally have to for your paranormal self. And then we do take a slight trip to Becky's Reddit Corner, though it quickly becomes Kevin's Reddit Corner, and you will see why. Or, as the Americans would say, why. Anyway, without further ado, we need to talk about our Patreon people, because our Patreon people keep literally the show afloat. And when you sign up to Patreon, not only are you supporting this show, you also receive both your name sung out via a thank you song, but you also get an hour's worth of extra content every week. Every week. What? And I know because I run two other podcasts, and one of those podcasts only gets half an hour every month. No, not every month. Every 2 weeks. So, this is a bit of a heavy-duty output we do here. One of those shows that you do get, though, is just me rambling. So, you win some, you lose some. And sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're very serious, sometimes they're not. And then occasionally, well, not occasionally, every Sunday, we try and do a paranormal Patreon. They're out every single Sunday. And normally, hopefully, it's me and Bekah. This week's one isn't. All will become clear later. And so for 4 hours extra content every week and a thank you song, head over to patreon.com/we need to talk about ghosts, just like the following wonderful new Patreons have. We have only 2 wonderful new Patreons this week. We have Brittany Henry and Ryan T. And this little song is for you. Again, it's country because I only know one style. Brittany Henry and Ryan T. signed up to the Patreon. Their donations, they're signed up to keep the show lights on. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. From the bottom of my swinging brick. There you go. Very dodgy falsetto. And donations, what a strange thing to say. And if you noticed a bit of a quake in the voice, that's because I, too, am sickening. Yes, the sickening is coming, people. You all will be revealed. Oh, I sounded drunk then. All will be revealed during Bekah's very, very, very small appearance on Reddit's Corner. But for now, shall we have a paranormal review so you don't have to review something for yourself, which would be madness. Yes, it's that time of the week where I, Kevin of Eustace-shire, who talks like that? There's a word for that, you know. I think it's called being an arphead. No, there is a word for it, but I forget what it's called. When you use ye oldie worldy English, and it doesn't come across well. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to review something which is a podcast. Hooray, we haven't reviewed one of them in a while. And the one that we're going to review today, I've been a guest on. So is this biased? Possibly. Do I care? No, it's a show which is called Dairyland Frights, and it's really good. It's that's it, the end. No, it is. It's genuinely good. It's John hosts it, and he has on everyone that you probably know. Like Paul and Brennan have been on from the Ghost Story guys. There's a couple from Phantom Paranormal just been recently on. Let's see who else has been on. I'm scrolling through as I'm going here. Creepy doppelganger stories, we'll all like to hear them. The terrifying exorcism of Anna Eklund, yes, we all like this, and they're all like, you know, between 40 minutes and an hour long, so, you know, it's not by any stretch of the imagination where I just throw out 30 minutes of me waffling. It's a much better podcast. So if you do prefer to have, yeah, here's one here that's 1 hour 36 minutes. Jeepers creepers. 1 hour 50. Let's see if you can top that. My point being is that if you are the sort of person who likes long form chat, and, you know, it's a bit more serious, obviously. I mean, let's be honest. A carton of milk is more paranormally serious than this show. I mean, to be fair, milk is white, you know, like a ghosty. Anyway, but John's a great host. He gets the best out of the people he interviews. Definitely listen to Paul and Brennan, that interview that he done, because that's just great, you know, because as always, Brennan's just like a consummate professional. Paul is a deep dive expert. And John asks the right questions, so it's kind of a perfect storm. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't make sense, does it? You know what I mean? It's like you've got a great interviewer with two people who are like at the top of the game. So go check it out. It's Dairyland Frights. You know what? Why I keep pausing is because I keep wanting to say Dairyland Frights, because I'm one of those who always spells dairy and diary wrong, like Brain and Brian. Anyway. Do go and check it out. The review for me is 2 thumbs up to the sky. So go check it out sincerely. In fact, stop listening to this. Go check out Dairyland Fright right now. Yeah, so it's that favourite part of the week for me where I get to read your true paranormal experiences back to you. Well, back to you if you sent them in, and just to you fresh if you didn't send them in. That makes sense. Anyway, we have an email here that says, "Hey, Kev. Hey, Bekah." That will all become clear. "And the neighbour's cat." And they've actually put me out. God bless. "Can I be anonymous, please?" "Of course you may, Ms. Mouse." Or Mr. Mouse. Or Mrs. Mouse. Kind of might have gave away your gender there. Then again, you know, there are plenty of those. "I have what is honestly not much of a ghost story for you. Sorry." "Anonymous." I shook my fist then. "It was weird though, and I can't explain it." "Well, that will do. Let's see. I used to live on a second floor flat, and I arrived home in the middle of the day and could hear someone breathing in the flat." Well, that is pretty damn spooky, to be fair. "I was freaked out, but thinking logically, we were on the second floor and all the doors and windows had been locked, so I thought it must be a draft. But it kept going. I held my breath in case it was some sort of weird echo of my breath, but it wasn't. I got to the point of checking behind every door, under the bed, in the cupboards. There was no one there. And by the time I'd finished running round manically, it stopped. Oh, I should mention, too, that although it was a flat, we literally heard nothing of the neighbours the whole time we were there. No TV, no kids playing, no people talking, nothing. In brackets, to the point that at first we thought we were the only ones that lived there, until we bumped into other people in the hall, so it couldn't have been coming from another flat. As far as ghost stories go, I know it's a bit rubbish, but I thought you would be interested, and if anyone else has ever heard this, I'd like to know. Anyway, love the podcast. You have me cracking up every Monday. God knows why. Bye, says Anonymous. Well, bye, Anonymous. Interesting, though. Heavy breathing. Here's a little weird one. I'm not, I think, and I need to check this. I need to go back and listen to some wind tags from previous festive seasons, because I'm pretty sure that we have like a festive spirit. Genuinely. You'll hear me, during Bekah's Ready Corner, which I've banged on about all the way through this episode. But there's one point she knocks on the wall and I shit myself because it's 3 knocks. And there's been a few little weird things. This morning, before I've left to come to this office, we've got what we like to call the airlock system, right? Which is that we've got a door of the living room, which leads into, it's not a patio, it's like a porch, and then the front door. But we call that the airlock, meaning that you go into the porch and shut the door and make sure that the neighbour's cat isn't in the porch with you. And then you open the outer door. And everyone who knows us knows about the airlock, okay? And literally, when you come in through the front door, we've got a wooden plaque that we had made that says, airlock system in place. Please remain stood until the front door is locked behind you. Then you may enter. Like, no joke, that exists, sincerely. Anyway, this morning, Bekah was upstairs showering. I'm downstairs with the cat. And I'm playing with a laser pen, moving it around. And we have this thing where I do it 3 times because I think it's bad laser pens, because it's good like they run around, but there's no reward for them. Do you know what I mean? And it must confuse them. It's a bit cruel in a way. So what I do with the laser pen is only 3 times. She knows what's going on. She kind of lets me know we're about to play it. She sits on the mat, the neighbour's cat, this is. And I'll make the red laser dots come in from the kitchen, and she watches it, and little bum wiggles, and then she'll chase it around the mat. And when she jumps on it, I turn it off, and I stroke her head and say, good girl, good girl, good girl. And then I give her some dreamies as a treat. So there is a reward. Do you know? It's not just a case of, I can't catch this fucking light. It's driving me mad. Is it even there? What does life mean? Am I cats having existential crisis? Cat-existential crisis? I mean, no one wants to cause that. So we do that run around 3 times, because by the 4th time, she's very clever, and she's watching me hand and realizing when his hand moves, the red light moves, and she stops playing then. And then I reward her for being clever. And then she doesn't eat any of her dinner. And then the vet says, why is this cat only eating dreamies? And I said, she's just so clever. And also she's the neighbours, and we don't take her to the vets. Anyway, moving drastically quickly on. But anyway, my point being is that we were both there this morning playing Chase the Alien Red Light. And there was a scratching on the inner airlock door, but from within the porch. Like, so much so, it sounded either like a scratching or like a postman was trying to force something like corrugated cardboard through the letterbox. Like a scratching, a proper, like, to the point where her ears pricked up, and I went, 1 sec, and I opened the door. No one, nothing, not a soul outside. And I literally just closed the door and looked at her. And she jumped up onto the windowsill to look out. It was like a visceral sound and reaction from the pair of us. And I'm I don't know. I'm pretty sure this happens around this time each year. I don't know what it is. Maybe it doesn't, but I'm sure it does. So I'm going to go back and listen to some old episodes. Anyway, thank you so much, Anonymous. Breathing in the flat is never a good thing. I mean, you need to breathe. So please continue breathing, Anonymous. Don't hold your breath on my account, for death will follow. Anyway, speaking of following, we're now about to enter Bekah's Reddit Corner for a very short-lived period of time, and then we enter Kevin's Reddit Corner. All will be revealed very shortly. But I would like to wish, for those who celebrate it, a Merry Christmas. For those who don't, a Happy Holidays. For those who celebrate none of it at all and just want it all done with, don't worry, so do I. And we will have a Patreon out on Monday for those who still need something in their ears. And we are going to have an episode out on New Year's Day, because I'm conscious you can't just say, oh, Christmas Day falls on a Monday, New Year's Day falls on a Monday. Fuck 'em, we'll just put Patreons out on both. So we are going to have an episode out on Monday. Now, I did say I was going to get me dad on the show. Now, every time I've took the fucking recorder down, he's went, not today, eh, lad? Like, right, okay. But next week, I'm going to pick him up this afternoon from his chemo. And I'm not going to ask him to do it then. Not that I'll ask. But I'll pay him a visit through the week. And I'll definitely, for the New Year's Day special, we'll call it a special, we'll have Frank Eustace, Kevin Eustace Sr., if you will, tell us a story. He's already told me what it's going to be about. It's going to be about a Ouija board that him and his friend done when they were 14 years of age. A proper Ouija board. I said, did you make it up with the letters and that? And he went, no, it was like a proper carved thing. I was like, what? Where the fuck did you get one of them? Like 1952 or something? Anyway, without further ado, here is Bekah's Reddit Corner. Very briefly, then it's Kevin's Reddit Corner. Tatty bye, have a wonderful festiveness, and if you can't, don't worry, it's all over soon. Tatty bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for Paranormal Reddit Corner with Bekah.
Yes, it's that time where we get to do something amazing and head into Bekah's Reddit Corner, and here is Bekah.
Absolutely fucking not.
See, and that's why you're going to get me today, because Bekah has a cold.
Right now, get that out of my face.
Bekah has a cold, so, and she's given it to me, which was very kind of her. I didn't ask her to, but, sometimes the best gift is surprise gifts.
Yes, seriously, I'm trying to rest. You need to go away.
Yes, so as you can tell from that reaction, I just wanted to give you first-hand proof that there might be some conspiratorial theories out there that Kev's Reddit Corner, which I see receive some pretty accurate feedback, thank you very much, is not as good as Bekah's Reddit Corner. However, she's in no fit state to record any sort of cornerage. So you do get me once again. If you're wondering why there's a change in the echo as I'm walking around, it's because, as you heard, she is trying to convalesce. She was literally making toast as she's not been able to eat because she's that not well. So she was making herself some toast. You may be thinking, why aren't you making the toast? Pardon me. Given that you're meant to be her ever-loving partner, and why are you sticking a microphone in her face? Well, that's a very good question. But she was well enough to drag me around 3 markets today, I'll say that much. Anyway, none of this is paranormal. But in case you wanted a reason as to why I'm, yet again, hosting Reddit Corner, then you will know. So, this is called, and it's taken directly from Reddit Corner, from 16 hours ago. Was that you knocking? Oh, fuck's sake. Thought we had a ghost. A polite ghost. She's knocking to tell me to close the door. That's how much she doesn't want to listen to my voice. Shit myself then. That was like a proper occult knock. 3 knocks as well. Which probably works out best. You can't hear a coffin. And maybe you can in the background. But there's a good chance I'm going to be like this tomorrow when I record the show properly. So, if I'm croaking throughout tomorrow's show, which this is part of, then you know why. Anyway. I tend to wake up at night to go to the bathroom. Well, we all needed to know that piece of information, I think. And today I saw a ghost in my living room. That's the title. So, if that's anything to go by. And this is from username worried-persimmon824. Which can only make me think that worried-persimmon 0 through to 823 were taken. Bloody hell, popular. What is a worried persimmon? Isn't a persimmon a fruit? Anyway, I continue. This happened 2 years ago at my old house. You took your time getting to Reddit then, haven't you? The thing is, I need to wake up every night to go to the bathroom, and every day I see this chair in the living room sitting in front of the TV in the exact same position. Never gave it much attention before. It's your house. Anyway, but one day I woke up and I felt like I saw someone sitting there. I turned the lights on and no one was there. I thought I was just seeing things as I was sleepy and forgot about it, but now that we were moving, I saw the same thing again and repeatedly. So much so, I stopped going to drink some water after going to the bathroom. In brackets, this is usually something I do. I don't know what. Oh, sorry. Then it closes brackets. I don't know what it was, but it's winter and the new area we've moved to is extremely foggy. Hopefully the relevance of that will all become clear. You wake up at 6 and go outside and you won't see a thing. It's outside the city and I'm a bit scared. So what should I do? And for context, I don't believe in ghosts. But I do believe in demons. The end. Isn't that a bit like saying, I don't believe in kids. I believe in adults. I just don't believe in kids. I don't know, because therefore I'm kind of implying that, like, ghosts become demons, like a Pokemon superpower, which I'm pretty sure isn't the case. Anyway, as always, let's see what people have replied, because, if I ever want advice, I've never posted on Reddit, I don't think, because it's another human being, and similar to, do you remember back when people used to post memes of minions? And, well, you won't remember that it used to get on my wick, but it used to get on my wick. It'd be things like, having one of those days, and a minion. There was no. My argument was there was never any relevance to the minion. You know, like it'd be somebody would put one of those days where you just want to go back to bed, and there's a minion. And it's like there's no point to this fucking minion. Like, yeah, start sticking them on condolence cards. See how far you get. Anyway, so the first comment says, before you go to bed one night, try covering the TV with something. Because my guess is you're catching a glimpse of yourself in the TV as you walk by. I could be completely wrong, but it's an easy experiment to see if you don't see anything with the TV covered. And that's received 4 upvotes. That's a good idea. Very good idea. Although, if I covered the TV, I would forget I'd covered the TV. And then when I woke in the night, I'd be like, fucking hell, it's covered in the TV now. Somebody else says, whatever it is, make sure you tell it that it's not allowed to follow you. I would argue, get out. You know, not just like, it's not allowed. You can't follow me. Okay, I'll stay here then. Okay. Then I'll just avoid going to the toilet. Somebody else has said, I say this because of your beliefs. Do not engage. Never speak directly to it. Talk to God. Well, they've put tall to God. But, you know, I imagine they mean talk, not tall. If you believe they are demons, then you ask God to remove them. The demons are there for attention, and you should not give it to them. That's one of those things which I kind of do believe, well, not necessarily, I don't believe the demon is there for attention. Do you know what I mean? I don't think but at the same time, I do think they feed off it. Maybe not the attention as such. I don't think they're like, you know, a prepubescent teen on Instagram just living off the endorphin kicks of a like on a photograph. I don't think they're there for attention. But I do think that they enjoy if they see they're getting a reaction. Just like every human being. We've all got that in us, do you know what I mean? Performers have great performances when the crowd go crazy. Do you know? Even us as human beings, if you post a joke on Instagram, I keep saying Instagram, on Facebook, for example, and people say that's hysterical, you feel good. You know, you do. We all like it. So why shouldn't a demon give demons a chance? You know. Someone else says, I'm more of a ghosts, not demons person. I mean, why would a creature cast from heaven into the fiery pits of hell want to scare someone occasionally by sitting in a chair? It's much more likely to be a ghost. Just get rid of the chair. Fair enough. Good point. Although that's not... is that how demons technically work? Kicked into the fiery pits of hell? It depends. There is a book on angels that I've got there. And I'm sure Azazel, is it? It was his responsibility to make sure all of the bad angels went to hell. But then there's a podcast within itself about that. Anyway, so maybe... I get what you mean. Again, getting rid of the chair, we don't know it's second hand. They might have bought it brand new from... I'm trying to think of a retailer who sells chairs that you sit in. DFS? Is that a place? I don't know. And finally, somebody who is called Sparrow-like Bird, only 2 hours ago, a mere 120 minutes ago, has said, best not to acknowledge it. Good advice. Again, though, we're getting to this attention thing, aren't we? Which I do stand by. I've mentioned this in previous podcasts, the idea of, like as a theory, as a working theory, as to why someone might live in a house for 5 years, leave and swear blind it's haunted. Somebody can move in, live there for 5 years and say, it's not. Then someone else move in and go, oh, it is. Because the person in between might be rational and might put down the paranormal parts to rational things, although they are paranormal, and therefore whatever deity or entity it is simply goes, I can't be arsed. If I'm not getting a rise out of you, I'll just go back in the walls till somebody else turns up. Could be that. We'll never know. So yeah, interesting. I don't see how you can believe in demons and not believe in ghosts, though. Does anyone else out there hold that belief system? Or vice versa, do you believe in ghosts, but you don't believe in demons? I mean, we are kind of stumbling into religious territory a bit. So, I don't know. See, the thing is, as a Catholic, as we all know I am, a very, very lapsed, very, very non-practicing one, I think within Catholicism, I was an altar boy as well, but I think within Catholicism, it's frowned upon to look upon anything otherworldly. Yet we have the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost. Ghost. I'm a G-H-O. That was a Enfield Poltergeist impression there for you. But, I'm sure that's going to help me through tomorrow as well. But my point being, we weren't allowed technically to be, well, not allowed, but we're not meant to have an interest in it. It's frowned upon. They never say why, though, do they? And also, there's ghosts in the Bible. But then, and obviously, there's demons in the Bible. It's like Star Wars and the fucking Bible in regards to demons. You can't have a Jesus without a devil. Which is why it's all probably just a story. Do I believe there was a good man that went round doing good deeds called Jesus? Yes, I do. Do I believe he was the Son of God? No, I don't. Do I know as fact he was voted on as divine by a council of men? Yes, that's historical fact. That can't be denied. But do I believe he's divine now? Yes, I do. Anyway, this is just a question and answers with Kev himself now, isn't it? Not a Reddit corner. Can you hear that poor Bekah coughing in the background? If anyone's concerned, by the way, and they think I've just abandoned her downstairs, she sent me upstairs. She literally sent me upstairs. We came in, we sat down, and I said, come on, I'll make you a cup of tea, I'll get you comfy on the couch. And she stood in the kitchen, sprayed something in her throat, and was like, no, I'm going to make myself some toast. Why don't you go upstairs and listen to a podcast? I'm going to watch the Gilmore Girls. I was like, okay. Like I said, well, I was going to look after you. She went, I don't need looking after. And then you heard everything that took place after that, because I then proceeded to pick up the recorder and shove it in her face, as the bishop said to the Duke, is it? The actor said to the bishop, I've no earthly idea. One thing I will say, and this is non-paranormal related, is if you get the chance, it's in the Odeon. Odeon is a branch of cinema, Divinchana. If you get the chance to go and watch Yerma, which is a National Theatre Live play featuring Billie Piper. Go and watch it. Oh my freaking God, she was amazing. And it's in the Odeon. I don't know whether they're playing it a few times. I also don't know why I'm giving you film reviews at the end of a Ghosts podcast, especially when it's not a haunted play. But anyway, there you go. What more can you say? So anyway, from a household full of sickness, I'm going to bid you adieu, farewell. Oh, there you go. I am getting this thing. Just in time. I'll be sick for Christmas. You just wait and see. So, anyway, what was I going to say? So next week, of course, is Monday is Christmas Day. Now, as much as I love each and every one of you, there will be no win tag on Christmas Day. We are going to post out a Patreon, an old Patreon episode, for you guys to listen to. Oh, the poor thing, listen to. But, obviously, you know, we will both be drunk as skunks and in each other's families. I'm doing whatever you guys do, you know, on Christmas Day, because it's Christmas. There's no need to be afraid. I'm going to let you all go. Hope you all, whoever wants to have one, has a fantastic Christmas. And for those of you who don't like the festive season, don't worry at all, okay? It's fine. There'll be a Patreon out next Monday for you to listen to. In the meantime, just do whatever you need to do to get through this period. I know it seems horrible at this moment, but don't worry. January is literally around the corner, and this is all done with, okay? And that was just specifically for those who don't like it. And I understand it, believe me. Not that I don't like it, but I get it completely. For those who do enjoy it, go, and if you enjoy alcohol, go and get pissed as a fart, make a show of yourself, have a good laugh, have a good time, forget about the headaches. You only live once, all of that sort of jazz. For those who don't drink, fucking hell, Kevin, I'm boring myself. But either way you celebrate, go celebrate. And if you don't celebrate, don't celebrate. Just I'll tell you what, here's the last thing I'll say, and it covers all bases, right? To anybody listening to this, for the next 2 weeks, you do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel okay, regardless of festiveness or not. Okay? I have just realised that, does that mean, let me just check something on the old calendar, or as we used to call it back when I was a kid, the calendar. Something that, yes, it does mean that the New Year's Day falls on January the 1st. But we will have an episode out then. Wishing you all a Happy New Year. We will indeed. And what we'll do is we'll record, can't even speak. We'll record that during Twixmas, which is what we now call the period between Christmas and New Year. So we'll record that during Twixmas. So you will have an episode out on January the 1st. So don't you worry about a thing. Okay then, guys, I love you all. Have a wonderfully festive one if you can, and if you want to, and if you don't want to, and you can't, then don't. Just make yourself happy, okay? TTFN, that means ta-ta for now, by the way. See you later. Bye.